You know, I had this whole speech tonight written about masks and about why we wear masks and what a mask is in mental health. But in talking to everybody, I realized that I don't really need to talk about that because everybody gets it. We all get the idea that people hide what they're going through. They hide their struggles. And we all understand that it's not a healthy thing. And I started trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to talk about tonight because I don't need to tell these people about masks. And I started to think, well, what could we start tonight? What kind of movement could we get going? What could we get across that would really start to change something? And I started thinking about an analogy, a metaphor that a friend of mine who's here tonight told me. He said, you know, Kyle, it's so weird that people don't get help for mental health. But can you imagine how stupid a person would be for not getting help for a broken leg? And I've talked about this a few times in the news with this broken leg analogy, but I think it really suits this. I want you to imagine right now that I have a broken leg, that I broke it a month ago, and I haven't told anybody. I didn't want to put the pressure on anybody. I didn't want anybody to worry about me. I didn't want to stress anybody out. And honestly, I'm a tough guy. I thought, you know what, I can handle this on my own. I can get through this. It's just a minor fracture. I'll be okay. But as things go on, obviously I'm getting hurt. It's getting worse. I'm getting stressed out. People are starting to ask, hey Kyle, how are you doing? Are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm fine. It's good. But I'm getting frustrated because I'm doing the same things they're doing, but with a broken leg. And nobody's recognizing that, but why would they? Because I'm telling them that I'm okay. I'm telling them that I'm doing well. And as things go on, that leg, it gets worse and worse. And I'm starting to rely on my other limbs more to try not to walk on that leg, but it's just getting worse and worse and worse until finally it just snaps. You know, mental health is different than physical health, but that is exactly how a mental health crisis occurs. You start off with something small, maybe out of your control, and you hide it. And you hide it from people because you don't want to be a burden on them. And you think, I'm a tough guy, I'm a tough girl, I can get through this on my own. You know, when I think of somebody that would walk around with a broken leg for a month, I would roll my eyes and say, are you kidding me? Like, go to a doctor. I'm not saying we should make a joke out of mental health, but wouldn't it be great if people that went through a mental health crisis could feel that obligated to go get help? That just, you know, why wouldn't I go to a doctor? If you talk to Dad, a few weeks before he died, and you weren't right in with him, he would have said, hey, how are you doing? He would have talked about you. He would have been so excited. And you said, wait, are you okay? Everett said, no, you know what, just going through, okay. And he wouldn't open up because it was a big deal. It was something that he didn't want people to know, and he didn't want people to worry. And there were so many other issues along. I'm not saying that was the only problem, but God, it would have been so good for his self-esteem to not feel embarrassed that his brain wasn't working. And that's really what it is. His brain wasn't. That's how he explained it to my daughter. She said, what happened? His brain wasn't working. You know, that is not fair. So tonight, what I want to start this movement where we no longer look at mental health like it is somehow different from physical health. Where if you are going through any kind of struggles, that you should be able to approach your boss, you should be able to approach your friends, you should be able to approach your family, and you should be able to say, you know what, I need some time off, I need to get help. And they can help you get into that system. In fact, let's not just talk about our poor mental health, let's start talking about our good mental health. Let's start talking about the efforts we make to stay healthy, so that if somebody approaches you and says, you seem to be doing really well, how can I be like that? You can give them that advice. So that's what I want to start tonight. I want to start that positive conversation. I want to move mental health away from the hole that it lives in. And I think we can start this tonight. Thank you everybody so much for coming. I appreciate everything.